Hey, good morning, Robert. Happy Saturday, my friend, and all my beach friends, our beach family. It is absolutely gorgeous here in North Naples this morning. I'm up at the north end of Vanderbilt Beach. It's about 5 minutes after 7, or 5 minutes after 8, I'm sorry. Still can't get used to this darn time change. But that's Del Norwegian's Pass State Park right there. Obviously still closed. When it's going to reopen, who knows? Got to get my crystal ball out and give it a check. But it is beautiful out here this morning. Partly cloudy. It's about 66 degrees. Water temperature is 75, maybe 76. The tide's on its way in. High tide is around noon today here. Not smelling any red tide. It's still out there. It is still lurking off our shoreline here in North Naples. Just offshore. Not bad though. Very, very low according to the forecast. Very low conditions here in North Naples. Just to the north of us, Barefoot Beach, it picks up a little bit. Up on Sanibel, it's bad. Marco Island, they've got some down at the south end, red tide, the south end of Marco. That was according to the forecast at 6 o'clock this morning. It changes sometimes every hour. St. Pete, Clearwater, dealing with red tide up there. But here at Vanderbilt Beach right now, it is beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I trust you can hear me here. You can acknowledge that I do have audio here. The walking conditions are excellent right now on the beach. Awesome. Thank you, Connie. Are you headed to the beach, Connie? Curious how things are down there. How the red tide is. Here it is gorgeous. We got, being low tide, some seagulls flying by. This sand, it is like walking on a sidewalk right here. It is almost like concrete. Excellent walking conditions this morning. Not seeing any dead fish up here on the beach. I'm going barefoot. We do have a bit of erosion though. I have noticed quite a bit of erosion. In places there's a pretty big lip, a pretty big drop off. Here it's not so bad. It's kind of been ramped off by the tide change. But down or up to the north, there was a big drop off. Right where I come in, up by Del Norwegian's Pass State Park. We've had some waves here. It's been a little rough. Somebody's heading out into the water out there. You know, if you go into the water, be careful. Be very, very careful. There's still hurricane debris out there in the water. Could be some boards with nails, could be nails. All kinds of junk still washing in on shore. And whatever, if you go in the water, please, please, please shower off. Immediately. Shower off as soon as you get out of that water. When you go in the Gulf of Mexico, shower off when you get out. Very, very important. I mean, that has nothing to do with the red tide, the hurricane. You should always, always, always shower off when you get out of that Gulf of Mexico. As its name implies, it's a gulf. It's not like the Atlantic Ocean where the Gulf Stream is constantly moving the water. Here it gets stagnant in places. All kinds of little bacterias out there. Don't freak out. I mean, the odds of getting something aren't that great. People want you to believe that it's a death trap. A lot of people, the way they talk, it sounds like you go in the Gulf of Mexico, you're going to die. That's all just bogus. That's just all misinformed people. Somebody said, oh, somebody got a staph infection from going in the Gulf of Mexico. Oh my God, a staph infection. You would think from some of the things you read on social media that our hospitals are overflowing with sick people that went swimming in the Gulf. Most people stay out of it. Most people stay out of it, especially when there's red tide. And most people are still leery just because of the things that could be lurking out there from the hurricane. All kinds of chemicals that went into our waters. It's all just common sense. If you ask me, it's common sense. I don't know, clouds are actually starting to appear here now, getting a little heavier. It's going to be partly cloudy throughout the morning. Then my clouds might get heavier later then. But right now it is just ideal for walking on the beach. Perfect conditions here, perfect. So if you're coming to the beach, get here now. Make it an early day. Beat the crowds. Tomorrow might be a different story. We might actually even see some rain after sunset this evening. They're talking about isolated showers. We're having a cold front move through. Tomorrow, much better chance of rain. It might even be raining in the morning. Check on Facebook. Check on Facebook tomorrow morning. I'll let you know. I'll share a shot of the radar if it's raining. I'm not going to come out here in the rain. So beach walk tomorrow is kind of up in the air. I hope I can make it out here. Little patch of sunlight here. So this morning we spent a little time up on the Bluebell Avenue Bridge for first light. We hadn't done that for a while since I've been starting down at the other end of the beach in the morning. That was nice for a change, something different. Folks on with us. Hit that share button. Saturday morning, come on. Come on, people. Where's our beach family at? Where's all our beach peeps? Robert was the first one on here this morning on our beach walk. I can't wait till Robert gets back down here. Man. My traveling buddy. Him and Papaw and Bob Looney. I would love to go over to Miami. Actually, let's see. Yeah, it's in Miami. It's not in Coral Gables. It's right on the edge of Coral Gables, the beach that I used to hang out at when I was a little kid. I'd love to just, it's not much of a beach. It's more like a swimming hole. But I'd love to take you for a little walk around that, give you a tour of that place. If I could get a live feed going over there, that would be fun. I spent probably half of my childhood at that beach park. It's called Matheson Hammock Beach Park. Matheson Hammock. It's on Old Cutler Road down in more like South Miami. It's kind of near Fairchild Gardens, if you know where that is. Good morning. I'd love to take you around for a look at that place. So many memories, so many memories. Not just childhood, but my teenage years and even early adult years. Donnie, I'm having a hard time seeing the screen here, but Donnie, if you're on here with us, honey, we all are praying for you. We feel so bad about the loss of your friend there. Losing a friend, a loved one, is so painful. So painful. We pretty much all have experienced that. So our prayers are going out to you, Donnie. During these rough times, I think most of you watching here can attest. The older we get, it just seems like we start losing our friends more and more often. Like Roy he called himself the last of the Mohicans with his posse that he used to hang out with. I have one other friend. I don't know, Jonesy. I don't know if Jonesy's still around. God bless you, Roy. We miss you, buddy. We miss you, old captain. I miss some of your shenanigans. Some of the shenanigans that we never shared with our friends, our beach family. You know what they say, there's two sides to every coin. I'm in a good mood today. I'm happy. These waves must be kicking up some extra serotonin, making me happy. A lot of unhappy things going on in the world, but the beach just makes me happy. Yeah, I always say pray for our country. We do need, our country does need prayers. Our country needs God. Back in it is what it needs. But pray for the world. The whole world is a mess right now. Man. Hopefully we don't blow the world up here. Hopefully some folks will come to their senses and start acting wisely. I don't think anybody wants to end the world, no matter how crazy they might seem. There are some lunatics out there. Whew. Seems like all the crazies are really starting to come out of the woodwork. I don't know why that is. Wish that they'd go back. How was everybody's St. Patrick's Day? Anybody having a little hair of the dog this morning? Anybody got a little hangover going on there this morning? Oh, that is not my thing, St. Patrick's Day. New Year's Eve, St. Patrick's Day, no, 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 no. That's a maybe go out to an early happy hour, have a couple beers, and get the heck off the roads. Go home, and Gail made a big old pot of corned beef cabbage, or corned beef and cabbage and potatoes and carrots. Stayed at home, pigged out. And when I say pigged out, I literally pigged out. Made a pig of myself. I always do. I love corned beef and cabbage. I got a secret too. If you guys like cabbage and sauerkraut and all those things, and if they have kind of a little adverse effect on you, if you know what I'm saying, you might be tooting the horn after you eat it. Get yourself some papaya enzyme pills, the papaya pills. Take a half a dozen of them before you eat, 15-20 minutes before you eat. Definitely makes a huge difference. Huge difference. So there's your tip from Dr. Robb. So I can give you all kinds of free advice. You know what they say about free advice? You get what you pay for. This water has just not calmed down enough to clear up. Hey, if you're appreciating that free advice there, you know, maybe you could pay a couple pennies for it. Send some stars on Facebook. I get a penny for each star that you send. You know, just saying. Yeah, if you're enjoying the walk, or you're enjoying the morning. See if that star counter's working. Right now it says 0. Might be stuck. Might have to smack it with my finger here on the screen. We're going to walk down to the south end of Vanderbilt Beach here. Kind of taking my sweet time moseying down there. It's just such a beautiful morning. I'd like to get back up to this end of the beach before the tide comes all the way back in and pushes me up under that soft sand here. So if you're just tuning in, no red tide, no smell of red tide here on Vanderbilt Beach. Hopefully that won't change. By now I hope you have the link for the red tide forecast, and I hope you have that link. I've shared it numerous times. Some people just look at the picture and don't bother reading the description where the link is to get the current forecast. Somebody actually, it happens all the time. I'm always talking about this. It happens all the time on Facebook. Somebody was, when the red tide was bad here, they saw the map and they're like, oh no, it's back. Yes, they said, oh no, it's back yesterday. It's like, please look at the date. Once you see a post on Facebook, especially if it's something newsy, you know, timely, newsworthy, whatever, the red tide, check the date on the post. I've seen people sharing posts that are 2 years old and thinking it's news from, you know, yesterday. It's crazy. And there's a lot of people put false stuff out there deliberately. So you got to watch out what you share. Just because it's on Facebook doesn't mean it's true. Sometimes these so-called fact checkers aren't very good at their jobs, I guess, on Facebook. They only want to check certain facts about certain types of posts, apparently. If you know what I mean. Hey, the stars are working, thank you. See, that PayPal account's working. Tips are always appreciated, stars and tips. You can find a link to my PayPal account in the description of this post if you appreciate my efforts. I don't know if you appreciate my company, but I appreciate yours. It's like really, I don't know why this morning I'm having a hard time reading the screen here. I think the blue light's still on the microphone. It's the only way I can tell if the microphone is on. There's a little blue light. And that doesn't always mean it's working, but... So what I did yesterday, I went over to Walmart. I got a couple tips the other day. I went over to Walmart and used that tip money to get some rechargeable batteries for the wireless mic system here that I'm using now, and a little charger. I was like thinking, why should I be spending money on batteries and just throwing batteries away? That's not being a good steward. First of all, using batteries up and throwing them in the trash. So get some rechargeable batteries. They didn't have the charger I wanted. I wound up getting this little cheap piece of junk charger. I don't know. It doesn't tell you when the battery is charged. So maybe the other one comes in, the little better one, I'll get that down the road. But that wireless mic definitely works a lot better out here, especially when it's windy. It definitely is going to limit me going out into the water, though. Hey, good morning. If you're just tuning in, happy Saturday. Beautiful, gorgeous Saturday morning here in North Naples. Just making my way south down Vanderbilt Beach. Mostly clear skies right now. Going to see some clouds rolling in. It'll be partly cloudy later on. Right now, gorgeous. It's like some little thin wispy clouds blowing through. So there's one there. Nothing really. It's a perfect beach morning. No red tide. No stench of red tide here. Super great conditions for walking on the beach right now. Got some nice hard sand. Haven't seen any dead fish along here. I haven't been up higher on the beach, but no dead fish along here on this, below this ridge line here. See this big ridge where we had a lot of erosion. So far, no dead fish. I'm barefoot this morning. I did a little scout of the beach this morning and I did not see any dead fish. I don't want to be stepping on any of those dead catfish. I'm sure Rose is on here. Good morning, Rose. Beverly, Carol, Donnie, Paw's probably hanging in there with us. Mr. Cooper, maybe. Got so many awesome friends there. So many awesome friends. Linda Brooks, hello, Ann, Karen, Lynn Richards, good morning. Hit that share button, my friends. If you got friends that are just sitting at home on a Saturday morning watching the boob tube, they should be watching this. They should be walking the beach with us. Get away from that boob tube for a little while. Nothing good on there, all bad news anyway. I'm thinking if you're planning on coming to the beach today here to Vanderbilt Beach, you best be hopping in the car. I'll bet you that parking garage down here by the Ritz is going to fill up early this morning. It's just such an awesome morning. Thanks for hanging out with me, by the way. You can see that shelf there, that big drop off, that big ridge right there. It's pretty steep there. Pretty steep. Be careful when you're walking out here. Don't do what I do. Pay attention to where you're walking. Don't do what I do. Looking all around, falling in holes, stepping on catfish. Now we're down by La Playa. Villa Playa. Still working hard to get everything completely reopened here. Mr. Sunshine. I saw our friends Mike and Maria on the beach here earlier. Wondering if he's been out fishing lately. I'm wondering what it looks like offshore. Can usually get a little update from him. So our next big issue. Now, we had the hurricane. We've been dealing with red tide. So, what's our next issue? Well, sargassum seaweed. Sargassum seaweed. A huge mass of it. Is it going to make it into the Gulf of Mexico? It's down to the south of us, kind of down by the Keys and over into the Atlantic, kind of creeping eastward. Is it going to come around Key West and come into the Gulf of Mexico? Probably. Pretty darn sure of that. What's it going to do to our beaches in Southwest Florida? Nobody knows for sure. There's some mixed opinions. Mixed opinions from the experts right now. But if it does wash up on our beaches, it's a mess. You don't want to go swimming in the water. You don't even really want to walk on the beach. It's just piles of it. Piles and piles. I mean, this I think is the most they've ever seen at one time. Sargassum seaweed. I shared a link to a little news story from Fox News here, local Fox News or Fox News affiliate. If you want to click on that, you'll see that. A few posts down. Good morning. Read up on it. Do some research. Do your own research. You know, don't just go by what you hear in one article. Check out lots of opinions. Just seemed that this one story that they interviewed the teacher, the professor who's in charge of the marine biology at Florida Gulf University. They asked his opinion. So I thought that was a good one to share. But there's other opinions. Let's just hope it doesn't do anything to our beaches. Let's hope it just stays out in the Gulf. Water does not look that bad. It just looks churned up from being rough is what it looks like to me. Doesn't look discolored from red tide by any means. Good morning. There's quite a few people starting to show up now, taking their morning walks. If you're just tuning in, beautiful out here, absolutely gorgeous. Temperature now probably in the upper 60s. Going to get up to around 84 here in North Naples today. No red tide, not smelling any red tide this morning. So far, so good. Yes, it's still offshore, but this morning it's gorgeous here, absolutely gorgeous. Haven't really noticed any dead fish on the beach. Haven't been looking closely, but so far I'd say it's beautiful here. Great morning for the beach in North Naples. We're walking south on Vanderbilt Beach. We just passed by the La Playa Beach Hotel, if you're familiar with the area. It is an excellent way, Beth, to start the day. Wish you were here. Wish you were here, Beth. I wish all of our beach family could be here walking the beach with me in the morning. But for now, this is the best we can do. This is the best I can do. Bring it to you via my iPhone. I'm telling you, there must be some extra serotonin in the air with these waves this morning, because I feel good out here. I feel happy this morning, just more than usual. Just feel happy. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I mean, the beach just in general makes you happy, but I really think Roy was on to something with that serotonin. There he comes. How are you guys doing?
Good, how about you?
Good, man. You been out in the water lately?
I have.
Yeah, how's it looking out there?
We went out Tuesday. We had to go at least a little further than 5 miles.
Because of red tide?
Yeah.
Darn
Lot of dead
it.
fish.
So 5 miles. Where did it start? Where'd you see it?
It started right when we left Gordon's Pass, and it lasted about 5 miles.
5 miles wide.
But that was Tuesday.
Okay.
So
it's been a lot better since Tuesday. Yeah.
Yeah, the seas have been it was horrible on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
We got out about 10 miles, and when we got about 10, it looked great. Catching nice sized cobia.
Nice.
Hermit.
Oh wow.
So, they were out there, and they were the big ones. So I'm happy with that. Only 10 miles out.
When you going back out next Tuesday?
Yeah,
all right.
So we'll see how it is.
Yeah, I've been starting down at this end lately, so that's why I haven't seen you guys.
Yeah.
I've been walking over to the beach. Huh? Nah. Just down to the house, past the houses a little bit. All right, guys. Have a good one. So, that was our friend Mike. We call him Sleeveless Mike. Local fisherman. So he went out Tuesday. Now, obviously, it's Saturday, and the red tide has changed. But he said the red tide was bad. It was all the way in Gordon Pass, and we went out 5 miles. So it's definitely, the red tide is definitely still out there. He had some good fishing though when he got out 5 miles out, but the red tide is still here. Just because on that map that I share, if you see those blue dots, that doesn't mean the red tide's gone by any means. It just means it's not bad along our coast, our shoreline, right up at the beach where they take those samples. A shift of wind, a strong wind coming in from the Gulf could change everything. That's why you got to just keep checking and checking and checking. Check that forecast, especially if you got asthma, some kind of respiratory problems. You definitely don't want to be coming out here if there's red tide in the air. But right now, this morning, I would say we're free and clear. At least for the next few hours. Just my observation. I gotta tell you something, it really ticks me off when people say stupid things like this in comments. The red tide has kind of backed off of us here on Vanderbilt Beach for the past few days now. It's been nice in the mornings. And somebody actually commented, yeah, imagine that. The red tide disappears because it's spring break. What does he think? We can hide red tide? I mean, why would somebody even waste their time? I mean, writing a comment is like opening your mouth. Keep your mouth shut, let people think you're stupid rather than open it and let them and prove their point that you are stupid. I just immediately get rid of people like that. Your history, we don't want them in our beach family. Take those comments and post them somewhere else. That was nice. I was going to say something else, but the red tide is our fault, though, my friends. You know that. The red tide is our fault. We just keep dumping all kinds of crap into the water and making it worse and worse and worse. We know what to do. We just need to pay attention to the lesson. We can make things better. It will not happen overnight, but it will happen if we start doing it. Getting any bites? Any bites? Couple bites? No. No bites. Well, we're down by the Turtle Club and Vanderbilt Beach Resort. Just coming down to the very south end of Vanderbilt Beach. The Ritz-Carlton sticking up right there. All right. Send some stars, my friends, if you're enjoying this morning's walk. See 200 stars there. It's not many stars for a Saturday morning. Maybe somebody sent some tips. That'd be nice. Beautiful out here, just gorgeous. See how we're doing over here at Vanderbilt Beach. Like I said, people already rolling out onto the beach. Not a whole lot of people. I thought there was going to be more people than this here down here at Vandy. We call the South End Vandy. That was always kind of a younger crowd in the old days. Vandy Beach still is. This is more of the party crowd down here. Over the north end up at Bluebill. That's the more relaxed, subdued, older generation. Which is what I fit into. See, Cabana Dan's already has some of their umbrellas in the sand. If you need a beach chair and umbrella, you can rent them down here from Cabana Dan's. They're right, set up right as you walk out onto the beach. You'll see their stack of chairs. And they'll gladly stick an umbrella in the ground for you. The red umbrellas are Cabana Dan's. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Looks like they're sticking an umbrella in the ground right now. Drilling down into the sand. All right, one more peek at the water here, and I'm going to end this live feed, do a little beach report, and then come back for my walk back up the beach for live feed number 2, beach walk number 2. So I hope I see you there. Water's looking pretty darn nice. Pretty darn nice, my friends. Well, there's a few more stars. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Remember, tips usually appreciated. If you enjoy my videos, appreciate my efforts, if you like what you see, photos, videos, you can find a link to my PayPal account in the description of this post. You can also find me on Venmo and Apple Pay. Every dollar counts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Hopefully I'll see you in 15 minutes or so back here on Facebook. But until next time, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay strong. Tally ho, my friends, tally ho. For Southwest Florida Television, I'm Rob Stan. God bless.